video. This time we're talking Marvel Rivals. Now, for those who've been around the channel long enough or know me at all, huge nerd, obviously, so Marvel DC, right up my alley. And Hero Shooter, not my favorite cup of tea, but I'll play it because Marvel game, right? So, how's the accessibility looking and how's the gameplay, how blind players play this game? Well, I'll tell you right now, it's going to be a little tricky, but I think it is possible. Are we going to be able to go to get a full blind squad and run ranked and win matches and stuff? Most likely not. But at the very least, at the very least, we can do private matches, right? Just do custom games, just have fun. Blind 3v3, three blind players versus three blind players, or six blind players versus a team of bots, like stuff like that. Sure, not as exciting as playing real people and beating them without vision and stuff, but at the end of the day, this game's primarily there to be fun and be enjoyed and stuff. So if that's what it is, then that's what it is. But as far as the actual gameplay and the menus and stuff, I'll tell you right now, the actual menu structure is not that bad. Unfortunately, no text-to-speech or screen support, but sorry about that. But one thing I'll say is that the menus do not loop or wrap around, as far as I've seen. Now, I've not explored every single little menu in the game, but the main ones I've found do not loop. So if I just mash up and down, it just stops, right? So okay, that's one check mark of like, okay, not bad, not bad. The next one is your circle essentially brings you back to home. So if I do tabs here, L2 or R2, or L1, R1, and that circle, I'm back at home. The other thing too is each tab has a different sound, so I'm going to mute my mic again. Right, and so each one of those is different, like play tab, home tab, social tab, whatever, right? I don't know which tab's which just yet, but yeah, so that's pretty cool. So the menus structures do not loop. The menu structures always bring you back to home. So I've been able to memorize the menus a little bit to an extent, not a whole lot yet, but I'm working on it. The other thing that I think I noticed is that depending what menu you're in, sorry about that. Depending on what location of the menu you are in, it's what will drop you back in that menu next time you go to settings. Let's say I was in settings and I was in audio. I think the next time I go to settings, it's going to drop me in audio again, so I don't have to worry about tabbing over 3 times or whatever it is. I think. I'm not sure, but I think that's right. The next main thing I want to talk about is the actual gameplay, right? So I turned down the music volume, just both of the music volumes. Unfortunately, right now I do not have all of the aim assists completely maxed out, but I want to get that done. The next thing is your aim assist window, which is basically the radius at which your aim assist starts to kick in. And you can even, I think there's even a way to make that have a dead zone, so it just kicks in immediately. I'd probably set mine to 0 dead zone and a very hard and very fast slowdown, right? And when the aim assist kicks in. I'm trying to think what else as far as settings. So if someone can correct me, I turned up one of the announcer sliders, and the thing I noticed is that Galacta now tells you, oh, double kill, triple kill, whatever, right? All that stuff. That's cool. I could have sworn. Okay, my control's dead. Could have sworn that I heard something about that the announcer Galacta will tell you who you pick, or as you scroll around looking for a hero to pick. Am I just wrong, or does anyone know of a way to determine who you can pick without looking at the screen through just audio? Because that's the main thing that's driving me nuts is I just want to know who I'm picking, right? As far as actual accessibility, Naturally, of course, I would love to see a screen reader support or text-to-speech support. That'd make this so much easier, right? As far as the actual gameplay, I can't think of any major gameplay things. And here's the thing: the main suggestions I would like to see would only be possible, um, depending on what the devs want to do, of course. But I would assume they do not want to see these accessibility settings in their ranked play or casual play. So I would hope that they would just allow these settings in private custom games. At that point, those settings aren't hurting anyone. They're not compromising the ranked environment. Like, I don't see a problem, personally speaking. Now, of course, I'm not the company. I'm not the devs. I'm not the developers, but it's my opinion. So, sorry about that again. I'm tired. So there's two main things that I can think of that might be problem for my players. Three things. One, flyers and web slingers. Just aiming at them and hitting them and getting out of the sky. That might be a bit tricky, but it also, I think, depends greatly on your character. Because Wolverine and Hulk, for example, can jump up and slam the opponent back down. Like Scarlet Witch can track. Her damage just tracks on enemies. Like, I think there'll be enough options, but we'll have to wait and see, right? It's still early days. The next two things are just more true accessibility features, and excuse me again. I'm tired. So the two things I can think of is this: sound effect tied to friendly steps or enemy steps, or maybe a bit of both. I would assume that blind players would probably either just want enemy information or just want friendly information. Either way, you know, I would assume the enemies more so, right? As far as the next thing is, this one would be very, very nice, and I don't see why it couldn't be implemented in theory. This would be a sound effect whenever you're aiming at a friendly or an enemy, and there's like, okay, this pitch or this tone is an enemy, this pitch or this tone is a friendly, so you know who, okay, this is, I gotta heal this guy, give him armor, this guy I gotta try and kill him, right, or knock him out. So I would hope that would be an idea. And then the last one, well, there's one more I had, it was the footsteps, what was it? It'll come back. It'll come back to me. But yeah, so the footsteps, some sort of sound effect on those would be kind of nice. A way to center our aim on the vertical. So let's say I aim a little too high. I would never know if I was aiming too high. So that's my last little bit of advice or thoughts. As far as I've actually gotten one full game in, and I think it's possible. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this little video, little recording. I am like really tired apparently, so I will sign off and say thanks for watching or listening in this case. And yeah, if we can get Rivals going to an extent, I would love it, because I love Marvel and I don't care for hero shooters, but it's Marvel, so I'm interested. So hope you guys enjoyed, and thanks again.